So I tell them, step number one, I went to buzzsumo.com. Right, I'm still not telling them how to make a paid prospecting product. I'm not telling them how to put it in a funnel. I'm not telling them how to make the funnel, design the marketing, design everything around it. Right? But I'm telling them, right, this is how they get that warm fuzzy that they've learned things on the webinar, which is good, and they need that, and they should. You are there to teach. It is free. It doesn't have to be free, but most of the time people do it for free, right? All right. Step number two. Then what I did was blank. And when you make those things, right? Anyway, so that's the format. What I did was this. Then what I did was this. Oops. And then what I did is this. Watch for it as we continue forward, okay? And that's how you do that. Very key, super important part of the script. What I did is this. What is this? What is this? Okay, and you know what? Conflict in this scenario is actually above the steps here. You might be thinking, right? That is the conflict. Bam. Does anyone know how to indent in Google Sheets? Because this is me addressing that conflict. No, dang it. Hey, no, text wrap, text rotation. Okay, we'll just make it like a shade lighter. Bam, there we go. Shade lighter. Yeah, one more shade. Okay. Conflict. And I'm introducing the conflict that's going on in their head. Well, see, I don't even know if this is going to work for me. I don't even know how to make a paid prospecting thing, right? Those are the conflicts as far as the story has gone so far, right? Because the epiphany was, my gosh, the big guys are actually using the internet, even though none of the uplines actually teach that. Holy crap, right? And I walked through that story. And then they're like, whoa, that changed my whole world, brother. Right? What am I going to, oh, conflict. But does that mean I should be doing it? You might be thinking, does this work for me? Right? See how that works? I don't know how you can get good at marketing or selling without studying the brain and the way the psychology happens for all of us. It's a secret one, title, slide. Bam. Now, part of this, we've already kind of addressed Old Way as well. I addressed Old Way. It's not that these have to be side to side. At the very beginning, in the intro, they should be side to side. It's the stark comparison there. But here, though, we do... Okay, anyway. Because I talk about results right here. And I show the results. Like, I am the case study in the scenario, right? Which is totally fine. I have since gone through, and we just collected, like, how many testimonials do you think we've grabbed so far? Yeah, it's like over 30 from the last time we asked, and then I've asked a couple other times as well. Probably got like few houses before we bought our house. Same thing though. Most people won't do that. You got to put them in the driver's seat. How do you feel? Imagine driving down that highway. Oh my gosh, it is so crazy cool. Imagine all the ladies checking you out, or the guys. Like, imagine all that, right? Yeah, yeah. You don't even have to be driving it, right? And they'll start saying that kind of stuff to you. Man, you look good in that seat. I guarantee everyone does. Anyway, all right. So we add a testimonial external, or sorry, vehicle internal external. These are from third party. Testimonial 1, 2, 3. A lot of testimonials, like from funnel hacks, right? The big objections he's fighting is, well, do funnels even work? So he grabs a testimonial of someone and they're like, I don't know if this would work. Why? He's actually joining the conversation in their head, right? Let's grab an internal based testimonial. And internally, secret number 2, he's trying to destroy, I don't know how to do this. I'm not a marketer. That I could start lacing back into my scripts, lacing back into my funnel pages, lacing back into case studies, right? And nice. Okay, right? Like, I don't know how, right? It's usually an education thing. Right here, external, it's usually about traffic. Like, I got these funnels, how do I get traffic? And he's like, check this guy out. He didn't know how to get traffic either. He just used this cool thing. What? And he's doing it actually in secret number 1. All right. Now, the final thing is we are going to restate truth, which typically means you're going to restate the secret, secret 1. And that is secret 1. Okay? Validate, third party, doing it to you right now. Let's go read it in the book. Okay? Page 168. Okay, it says, state the secret. Shh, right, which we do. It's the secret title. Next one, share your Epiphany Bridge story. Okay, now one thing that I've added in since he added in was a quote from Red Ocean Guy, but he goes straight into backstory, internal, external, right? He's got the Epiphany Bridge thing going on, right? And I've also added in the whole, who does it work for? Because I got tired of people saying that to me. It's like, okay, here we go. Who's it work for? I don't know how to get this, or right? And I'm like, hey, here's paid prospecting, here's funnels. They're gonna like, funnels work for me. What the heck is paid prospecting, right? No, 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 no. Wall, 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 wall. And I'm like, bad wall. Okay. Who does it work for? You might be thinking blank, blank, blank. Step 1. This is what I did. Then this is what I did. This is what I did. Not how, not how, not how, not how, not how, not how. It's what. Okay. Then I validate that with other people's results. That's the next thing on page 169, page 170. Break related beliefs, which I already did. That's what these are. It's a related false belief. So the belief is, paid prospecting, does this thing work? And I've already talked about that at the beginning. Oh my gosh, I realized that's I don't just say I have large eyes. I actually went to a doctor once and like, wow, you clinically have large eyes. I'm like, great, thanks for making me self-conscious the rest of my life, goofball. But instead, just use it as a thing, right? Whatever. I yell into a camera, whatever. That's something I would normally do anyways. The cool part about the internet, you do not have to change your personality to be successful on the internet. Okay? That was one of my false beliefs about being on the internet for a while. I'm not professional enough yet. Bad. Okay, not true, not good. Um, okay. Same thing doing voiceovers. You have to be slightly extra animated to sound right. Isn't that weird? Frisella! Bam! Right? The MF CEO, right? Kyle, right? He's the man. Garrett White is a little over the top. Up the juice, right? The internet doesn't make you change who you are in order to be successful on it. The internet lets you be you louder to be successful on it. And we all shy back thinking, oh man, I've seen the show Suits and White Collar and all these. That's what it means to be successful. I don't even know how to say it. Right? And they'll start to disqualify themselves based on crap. Okay, just be you louder. That's how the game works. Lady said the Facebook community boasted 43% of small business want funding. Said at the Facebook community boost, 43%. Staple. Good stuff, huh? What was the name of that book? Such a great quote. How the World Sees You. Man, I need these recorded. They are recording. So true. You gotta go in the shell, think all this thinking, and say, think, bam. Your audio drastically decreased. It's because I stopped yelling. You guys hear me okay? Did you just get quiet? Oh, crap. Some of you guys are asking that. Let's turn up my gain a little bit. He's sharing recordings with us. So storytelling on my point doesn't surprise me. Side thought about about yelling at people on Monday mornings. There's a part of me that wants to hear you do a parody of Good Morning Vietnam, minus the Vietnam part. Insert hilarious replacement here. I'm starting to get things like that. I do a monthly full moon webinar. Awesome. I'll give my personal backstory each time and assume it's a new audience every time. I'll give my personal backstory every time and assume it's a new audience every time. Yeah, honestly, I just keep doing it. And even if they've heard it before, like how many guys have heard Russell tell his potato gun story? I am so sick of that story. But I am not near but it's not what does the selling. You got to learn this secondary thing. This. Okay, there's this object that you make called a sales message that sells the product. You can't just make a sweet product. I haven't finished my product yet. Okay, where on your sales message, right? I am overwhelmed. I'd read, oh gosh, read them in the order they came. Dot-com Secrets and Expert Secrets, not just from the education standpoint, but education as far as why we released them the way that we did. This one, side note, this was written for hot market. Watched your webinar yesterday, so I do get sick of my own stories. Isn't that interesting, Sharon? You kind of just got to get past that. Austin, what's up, brother? I saw Ted Thomas live. It was sick. Man, that's like a dream right there. That's like watching Michael Jordan play. Can I have you as a coach? I don't offer coaching right now. I do like to do. During the last few days, but for you, that's called my offer lab. That'll be coming out sometime soon as well. Oh, anyway, we're starting to get the structure down and starting to figure that out. Great question, Bill. I had it in mind too. Yeah, great question, definitely. Is Traffic Secrets based on his program? Oh, I think I was talking about that. If you're just starting funnels in general, start with Dot-com Secrets. And at least you know the format and the applications for what you'll learn in this. Nice. All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's keep. This is me. I talked to a few like presidents and CEOs of MLMs. 2.3. 2.3 people is how many people. That's the average. That's why if you get two only, because that's what the average are going to do anyway. If you get two, you get two, you get two, you get two. What? Right? Crazy. And I tell them like, look, this is your exit strategy, and you're going to go get. And so I come in with I'm coming in with like a mini lesson, which is setting the stage for the backstory here. But this is something I have seen several people do. It's a quick engagement thing to get them typing in the chat. And so they're typing in the chat. I'm like, ugh. Anyway, let me share a quick story with you guys, right? And that's how I dive into the story for secret number 2. This is the opener. The opener is, what? So instead of a quote, like I do over here, a quote from Red Ocean, I either do quote or I'll do some kind of engagement piece that's shocking. Then I dive into backstory, okay? So again, we're going to follow the same format over here. Okay. Guys, remember what I was saying? I was trying to recruit everything at a heartbeat. It was a bit embarrassing. Oh my gosh, right? I tried to pitch anyone and everything. Right? It was me. I was pitching a whole bunch of guys when I was in when I was in basic training, actually. But I got a bunch of guys in my platoon who were super excited about it. Crazy. Isn't that nuts? I just wanted to be successful with it. Internal, external desires, right? Then I do this one and Walt the exact same one. Right, this denied thing doesn't pop up for a little while, and I was like, there's surely going to be money raining from the ceilings. If I recruited 13 people my first month, that's pretty good. And then they get 13, and they get 13, they get 13. I'm like, this is crazy. The next biggest question I have to answer is, what island do I buy, right? And I say that, and they're like, oh, ha, ha. And that's me playing off the rapport thing. Do not be afraid of putting your personality inside the script still, right? This is where I hit Wall also. Okay, Wall is being introduced right here. Then this giant problem started. Everybody started asking me, what do I do next? And I felt myself say, give me a list of your friends and family, let's three-way in. And I was like, crap, I'm part of this very thing. And this is where I drop in epiphany. Now, as an epiphany, for in this one, I drop it more as a lesson. First thing I lesson that every opportunity is guided behind problems. So I'm like, so if I'm going to go be this great ice skater, and, you know, right, we just had the Winter Olympics. Did you guys see that? Awesome. My dad taught me to ski. I started skiing when I was 5 and loved skiing and skied like crazy. So if I'm going to go be this great skier, and let's say I work hard, and let's say I'm going to go to the Olympics for skiing, right? And that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? That'd be absolutely nuts. Oh my gosh, right? Then what I'm going to go do is I'm going to start saying things like, PC, they actually would bring them trailing behind with them as they rose. Okay, same thing is true for ClickFunnels, right? The reason there was such a huge lead pages campaign, right? We called it Loki pages, and we made fun of it, is because for a while they were above ClickFunnels, obviously, because ClickFunnels was starting. So we did campaigns fighting against them. As soon as we knew we had passed them, we stopped talking about them. You don't hear many of the ClickFunnels community, like the 180,000 people in that group, talking about lead pages that much anymore. Because of that very reason. They ran the campaign, no one talks about it anymore, everyone knows ClickFunnels is superior. Right? And then Russell was like, all right, guys, next fish, Infusionsoft. Infusionsoft, right? And then we made a campaign called Confusionsoft and a t-shirt called We Are Not Confusionsoft, and immediately started fighting the software, fighting what they were doing, fighting the vehicle, right? And a lot of really interesting, funny things I don't know if I can talk about happened. And right, once we knew that we had overcome and actually expanded, gone beyond, not just like revenue but profit, like it destroyed, and even like active monthly users, then you don't hear Russell talking about Infusionsoft anymore, right? Anyway, I'm trying to kind of do that a little bit, okay? And so that's one of the reasons you throw the rocks. And so I'm throwing the rocks inside the script by saying things like, did you realize, like, look, they're just a victim of the same system. I wasn't providing any follow-up or help after I gave them the opportunity, so they're a victim of the same system I was brought into. I was doing nothing for them. And what did uplines do? Just go talk to all your contacts, and that's how they solve the follow-up problems that came with the opportunity. Right? So you don't actually get to solve them. Right? Second thing I learned is that if somebody needs the opportunity, they're not a good fit. I actually made it harder for somebody to join me. Very hard, right? And so I'm dropping epiphanies out, but I'm telling them.
With him. He takes them through a funnel to build a relationship before he signs people up. Okay, it's powerful.
Okay, massive testimonial right there, right? That is me doing the plan, showing how I'm doing it, and that's me talking about, right? I talk about the old way, and then I drop heavy testimonial. That's pretty massive, right? And what was the result of it, guys? Oh, yeah! And I'm a goofball, guys, so I Whatever. It was huge. The result was huge. That's why I say that. It was huge. Okay. So a testimonial, and it's in several fashions. Just by me showing Trump's face, guys. That's another. Ah! Right? And I got that cheesy guy crying, whatever, the bow tie on. But Steve, right? I don't know how to make a marketing system, right? If I said, make a marketing system, what would be the initial reaction to that? I don't know how. Like me saying, go make a webinar. People are like, I've never made one, right? It's just pre-think what those rebuttals will be. I'm like, okay, really easy, guys. Go look at the top marketers. And go see what they're doing. Model what they're doing at the top. It's crazy. You guys will actually find that a lot of them are selling their own marketing system as a way of paid prospecting. Crazy. Oh my gosh, that's nuts. If you guys want to know how to do it, like this is what the Mavericks do. It's crazy. The Mavericks are crazy. Anyway, I start talking about that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I let the market tell me. Guess where I got the material for this idea, which made that money? Freaking YouTube, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. And I just take the rebuttal and just smash it. Okay, just smash it. Little story / example to help. Example to destroy that. Cool. And then we restate truth. Now, what you will see here that's different is now we'll still have testimonials. Little example, story, testimonial, result. Somehow there's got to be a result. So I'm revisiting the result from before and using it again. That's totally fine. I will go back through though and probably drop a few more in. Okay. I'm restating the truth. We don't have a vehicle internal testimonial. And the reason why is because, guys, okay, look. Right, this is addressing the vehicle-based belief. Vehicle. It's hard to type and talk at the same time for me. I'm breaking from script. Okay, I'll be like, and just to like kind of tell you guys too, like this has been nuts. Few like sidebar results, meaning it's sidebar conversation, peanut gallery stuff. I'm making them feel like I broke from script. It's cool because it helps them feel like I'm being real with them also. Okay. Alrighty, got 70 people on. This is awesome. We have been going since 8:30 Mountain Time. It's 12 o'clock here now. 3.5 hours. We need another half hour probably, just to outline this baby. But we're probably halfway through. But I did just teach you guys straight strategy for like an hour. We didn't even start this thing for a while. Okay, I'm gonna go keep going into this though, and let's go into secret 3. Which I start with a quote. Okay, and I go immediately into backstory again, and I'm telling backstory. And I'm saying things like, I used to be a door-to-door sales guy, right? And this guy walked in. We were hanging out inside of McDonald's, and right, true story. We're hanging out in McDonald's because it was freaking hot, and they had air conditioning. And so, frankly, we were all hiding. And funny enough, it was so hot, our boss was hiding with us. And this guy walked up, and he's like, "Hey, can I just buy your thing?" I'm just telling you guys fast so you can see how I would tell it, but there's more details. This guy just walked right up and said, "Hey, I want to buy pest control." And we were like, "Oh." And it was so weird for someone just to walk up to us. We all just kind of looked at each other. I'm like, "No, you take it. No, you haven't had a sale yet. No, you take it. No, you take it." Right? And funny enough, we were friends and family. Okay, that little sales team that we had in that city, mostly. Anyway, and so finally, our boss was just like, "Hey, you go get it." And I was like, "Oh," interesting. And that didn't leave me. And I realized, like, oh my gosh, we all have that. It did not matter who that guy chose. He got the exact same service. We have the same script, same neighborhood, same uniform, same cheesy jokes at the same places in our script, same fulfillment, same exact experience. There's literally nothing different, but I'm expected to do better than everybody else. What? Like, isn't that crazy? That's nuts, right? And although my team were friends and family, they actually were my competition. What am I doing? I'm blowing. I'm literally causing a paradigm shift in their head for the relationship for their actual downlines, okay, and uplines. Okay, so then I started asking myself, like, holy crap, who is my real competition in this MLM game? Let's say I decided to go and, right, let's say I decided to go make a hamburger stand and made up a hamburger called Big Mac, and I got a creepy client from the 60s, my mascot, and opened up a shop with a massive yellow M on it. Then I put the sign across the, then I put the store across from McDonald's. What's going to happen? Number one, I'm either going to get sued, or number two, someone's going to differentiate, right? Yeah, MLMers don't, and they expect different results, right? This is where I'm causing the epiphany in their head. I'm throwing rocks, there's walls, right? That I'm showing. getting paid. They're like, what? Right? Success in your MLM is not about, and so what I'm doing here is I added this in um, after I, people would not buy because of these reasons. And I was like, those are dumb reasons. Okay, I need to go toss these in. I go choose a low. I go my MLM success in it. So I ask them, I was like, what's MLM success based on? And they go on the side and they type. It's another engagement thing I do. I was like, it's not about the comp plan, your logo, joining the top, a slogan, joining lots of MLMs, upline support, single rock star, recruit, right? Being good at tech, the magic phrase, or even your product has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with who can solve more problems, right? Who is a marketer? Your first responsibility as a business owner is to marketing, regardless of business that you are in. I believe that and stand by it. Marketing and innovation. I am tying into the quote that I said above. How do I do this? Rebuttal. Okay, the one rebuttal. And I don't do the whole step 1, step 2, step 3 thing here. I do as I'm speaking. It's not in the slides, so I'll make sure that I toss it in the thing here. So it's anyway, right? Actually, this is the step 1, step 2, step 3 thing. They still don't know how to do that. That's the rebuttal. So then what I did was this. Then what I did is this. But I don't know how to. And then I just kibosh it again. I'm like, guys, let me reinforce. The market tells you. I didn't know what to put in this stuff. You never know enough to make money on your own. You're never creative enough to make $1 million on your own. And anyone who does, they don't make $1 million, right? And so I make fun. I smash that, right? Good news. This is a skill, like anything, right? Then what I go do is what's different about secret number 3 is a lot of times you actually, it's not necessary for you to come restate the truth. A lot of times you'll just come right back over to the transition for the stack. Okay, because we're going to transition here now. Should I put this on here? Okay, transition to stack is what happens next. But right, and you address the rebuttal. Transition stack. Hey, this is how we do it. We reread all 3 secrets. And even if you're like, oh, I just read them, read them again. Oh, I just said the stuff, read it. And then this is what we do, okay? When you are doing, right, step number 1, do this. And then step number 1, what I did was this. And then what, and then what, and then what. For step number 1, what? Step number 2, what? Step number 3, what? Okay? Right, and you do the exact same thing, right? Secret number 2, I did that. Oh, I think I erased. There we go. There we go. Secret number 2, 2 more steps. What I did, what I did, what I did, what I did. I come back here, and that is the model I'm talking about. And I am making it so that I am third party and helping them realize that this is something that is learnable. Okay? So I'm coming in and I'm saying, guys, if I model He said, but Russell is Russell because he is a shark, but he also speaks whale. He also speaks sea urchin, and he also speaks dolphin. And he said, you need to learn. He said, well, if I could just give a piece of advice. He said, you're already amazing. And frankly, you do dolphin and you do shark. He said, you got to learn some whale, man. Got to learn some whale. Some people just want the warm fuzzies, man. Learn how to give it to them. He said, the other thing, sea urchin, like, show them brass tacks, like number step-by-step things. That's what the sea urchin wants to see, right? Right. Not everyone wants the same stuff, obviously. You can't speak to everyone in the same manners. So this piece right here is extremely key. Okay. In this script, I'm selling something that will get them automated people in their downlines, right? And we do, and they do, and it's awesome, and it's real, and it works, and it's fun, and it's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about it and can say very bold statements, right? And they're like, I want to take over the world. But there's this other category that's just like, I just want like a part of the world, right? Honestly, I just want to like, just give me like extra $100 a month. Like that'll change everything for me, right? And sometimes when you come in and you're speaking shark, a lot of you guys on here right now, you're sharks, which is why you took the time or you dodged work to be here. Your people don't all speak shark. Entrepreneurs speak shark, okay? But funny enough, like 5% of the world speaks shark. Everyone else speaks lazy. I'll see if I get around to it. I don't really want to do anything with my life. I'm not ambitious, right? Right. This is selling towards pleasure versus away from pain. And most humanity speaks and are driven by away from pain. I just want to quit my job. I just want to get out of this relationship. I just want to blah. Let me get away. Let me escape. You're selling escape. Okay? Like, the issue, when you sell escape, you're selling people who are not ambitious, right? And that works well for some scenarios, okay, to sell escape. But instead, when you go and you sell pleasure, right? I'm seeking pleasure. I want this big house. I want to get a yacht. I want to be in the 2 Comma Club. I want, right? There's a very small percentage of the planet that is actually ambitious and motivated by those things, right? They all want that, but they're not motivated by it. They're motivated by the escapement of pain. Okay, so I need to address both the person running from pain as much as the person running to pleasure. And I know that there's a portion of my listeners and the people who, both on my podcast, okay, when I'm speaking, when I'm on stage, when on a sales script, I need to address multiple personalities, or they will literally disqualify themselves. They will find, that is the reason why they will get out. Well, oh man, I'm not gonna stand in front of a mirror and mute videos of Russell and physically try and mimic his movements, right? Right? That's fine, right? That's fine. I'm saying you could do it if you chose to, but I'm saying that's fine too, and I got to make sure that I'm addressing both sides, the people who are running from pain as well as the people who are running towards pleasure. And so that's where I do that, and it's right here, right before I ask the golden question. I say, guys, and I say it right after this, right? Imagine you really screwed it up and you got 10% of the 10% of the 10%, and you really jacked in Dallas about 6 months-ish ago, and and I taught, and it was really fun. It was cool. It wasn't a selling event, but it was strategically important for me to do it. So I went, and I went, and this guy gets up after me, and he talks for like an hour, and then suddenly he starts talking price points on stuff, and I realized he was pitching, and the feeling in the room was terrible. And lots of other people that I knew that were in there, and I started texting him, and I was like, "Hey, watch what he's doing. Why does the audience feel uncomfortable right now?" And you could see it. Like, no, people weren't trying to make eye contact. Suddenly, a lot of people were getting on their phones. Like, and there's like 1,000 people in the room. Okay, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, and I said, "It's because he did not ask permission to pitch them. That's why everyone feels awkward and they're turned away, right? It's terrible, terrible execution of a sale. It was awful. It was awful. I think they equals money, 100%. Sorry, bros, wait for a few minutes. You said about model successful funnel in the competitor, something like that. You might need to watch when it gets out part one of all this again, because It's fascinating, isn't it? This is us addressing the pattern that the brain rejects things to, and so we match stories to them, and then on the way of knocking them down, there's rebuttals along the way. That's really pretty much it. I didn't realize all the pieces and the parts. Mind blowing. It's fun stuff, isn't it? I learned to include epiphany in every secret. Cool. I thought it was before 3 secrets. Oh yeah, it's in every secret. It's in every because every one of them is a Epiphany Bridge script. When going over the pain pleasure, do you do? Right? You guys imagine losing that much weight, or let's say you just want to get healthy, or let's say like you want to go on a fitness competition. Crazy, right? You know, stuff like that. It's Thursday, baby. Yeah. I even have funnel scripts, but didn't make sense. Is that when they're telling the stories, they're teaching rather than saying what to do, not how. And it's like, right, this like changes everything. I still so many institutions in Australia thinking about sending students to the University of Stephen Larson. Hey, it'd be awesome, bring them on. I'm feeling I have been on a speed date of Secrets Masterclass. That's intense stuff right there. Is it epiph stories you experienced, or can it be others? So, great question, Eric. If it's possible, I like to use my own. But let's say you're in some scenario where you are selling something brand new and you don't have that many testimonials yet, but you have results and you know it works, and you're, again, be ethical, please. Don't lie. This is powerful crap, right? This is interesting stuff. You still can use other people's stories, and in fact, it can in their audience. I'm excited. I still got to finish the script. I'm trying to see if I can write this entire one in front of you guys before then. And then Monday, finish Funnel Builder Secrets, with script and all that stuff. There are stories in there that I need to tell so they know who I am, because otherwise the brain will be like, this is interesting stuff, but who is this kid, right? I still have to address that. Just as far as the sale goes, the psychology of it goes. There are certain stories, though, that Russell has that are better at selling the thing than I have a story for. So I'm going to tell Russell's story. Okay, and then over towards Russell. And I say things like this. Man, I saw Russell Brunson and I didn't know if he was going to be serious because, I mean, come on, frankly, the dude looks like he's 13 years old. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know if this was going to be a successful thing at all. But I thought, man, I've tried so many businesses already, I might as well try it. So I started doing these funnel things, and lo and behold, right, when I can take and join, right, instead of saying like, Russell, ah, and like putting them up really, really high, instead, if I can do what I know they're doing in their head, which is rebuttals, right? They're trying to sidestep the truth I just said. They're trying to find ways to object, find objections, other pain points, find logical, even though they're emotional, logical reasons to not purchase. Oh, I'm not included in the group of people that should be buying this. No, back me out, back me out, back me out, back me out. What's cool about that is I can take stance with the audience and say, man, if I know they're going to say those things, I just say them, which is true, because like I've been going through a lot of gurus, and as long as it is true, I'll say it. If it's not, I won't. Okay, but I was like, man, I don't know if this will be true. I don't know if this is right. Is this guy going to be awesome? Their product, or especially when you're pitching, anyway, superpower. Because then I can say things like, guys, we're on this 2 Comma Club journey together. Come join me in this, okay? It's harder for Russell to be Russell and sell things that are Russell sometimes because he's Russell, right? Guys, I went and I made all this money. Yeah, but you're Russell. And that's what people say. Instead, I can take the stance of Russell made all this money, and frankly, I didn't think it was true until I was there. Side to side with it. That's crazy. Oh my gosh! And I can use a theme in my stories of the report. Really important for you to go read .com Secrets again, because it talks about the attractive character. The attractive character is one of the only principles that is in both Expert Secrets and .com Secrets, and in my mind, it is the most misunderstood concepts in the book, besides Dream 100. That is very misunderstood. Okay, but that right there, look at that. Okay, what identity will your attractive character take on? So when I was sitting next to the freaking man, I'm not going to try and take on the persona of the leader. So the first 100 episodes of my podcast, I'm not the leader, right? I am the reporter. Reporter Evan. Follow me! Right? This is where I'm going! Right? And so depending on the story, if it's not your story, that's fine. Know that there's some other really cool things you can do with that as well, though. But anyways, Steve is the man. Thanks, Orlando. I find I'm jumping between Expert Secrets and .com Secrets. I wish there was an ordered list of which chapters and in which order. Samantha, that is exactly the program I built called Secrets Masterclass. It took me 6 months to build, but it's read these pages from this book. Now do this. But then go read these pages from this book and watch this training video from this old course over here. Now put this stuff together, and it's freaking awesome. It is not being sold openly, but next time he opens up, two. And so I like systems, which is why I'm going deep in this. I love doing this part. Dude, what's your typical day like? How do you get all these things done? That's why I'm building Affiliate Outrage, because I started being an affiliate for people. And then I would get cash. And then while I was working 9 to 5, which was way more than 9 to 5 for Russell, I'd have VAs getting crap done for me. So I never put $1 of my own into my business. I first was an affiliate, which is why I'm building Affiliate Outrage, right? Which is why it should be out very soon. And then outsource like an animal and just trust people. So Russell is the attractive character? Yes. Of ClickFunnels. I am the attractive character of Sales Funnel Radio. I'm also the attractive character of Secret MLM Hacks, of My Funnel Stash, of a whole bunch of other. So 100%. So how long will we have access to Secrets Masterclass? That is a question for ClickFunnels. Alrighty. Hey guys, let's take a little bit of break here. We've been going for 4 hours, and we're not quite even done through the format of this thing yet. So anyway, let's take a little bit of break. I'll stop the screen recording here, and cool. Okay, so I did go with this webinar slide by slide, comparing this one with all these others. Okay, so that's why I'm using this as kind of a master example. And so someone just asking for examples. So we just went through secret number 3 in this very webinar. That's what all this was. Secret 3, bam, and it's doing super well again, which is really exciting. Anyway, and then we went through the transition. This is like so incredibly key, right? What if a model works? Let me ask you a question, okay? This is where we are, okay? So the very first slide in the stack is the actual program itself. We don't try and hide it. We bring it straight from the get-go, right up front with everybody, okay? And so I like a product image. One of the hard things about info products, how many of you guys sell info products? Just so I know. You guys all sell info products at all? One of the challenges with info products is that the perceived value of them is very low. Let me come back over here to the chat to see you guys chatting it up.